This short clip is a reveal, basically, of dropping the transmission away from the engine and through the exhaust. It has to be turned slightly on an angle so the ears of the bell housing clear the header collectors. And I'm using that motorcycle jack to do it. Got to get the torque converter off of it and then put some cardboard down in front and then slide it off the jack so I can get it low so I can drag it out by this tail housing. And then we'll have it out. So the unit I've been running is on the left, that TCI unit. They're good units, presumably. I suspect an issue with it. Not positive, but being I have the tranny out, I'm going to replace it. I just picked up this unit on the right, brand new. It's a JEGS unit. It's about half the price. It looks like the exact same core. We're going to run that one and hopefully get rid of one of the problems that I suspect with this transmission. So we won't find out until it's back in and operating. So that I'll circle back with that one. Well, she's out. Time to drag it over and get it up on the stand and dig into it. See you soon. Quick update. Transmission's up off the floor and now on the stand to begin the operation. Okay, we're ready to, the patient is ready for the operation to begin. I'm going to remove that front pump, the forward clutch, direct clutch, intermediate clutch, center support, and the drivetrain to get to the reaction carrier. I have a spare ready to go here. I have two of them, and I think this is the one I'm going to use, number one right here. Specs out nicely. So the front pump on this unit's held in by 8 bolts. They're 5/16 18 threads per inch. 2 of the 8 holes are threaded for 3/8 16, and they give you the opportunity to put in a couple of rods that you can use a slide hammer on to gently remove that pump from the unit with this hook on the slide hammer. These are 2 spare reaction carriers for the TH400. Number 1 is going to go into the transmission when I pull it apart. I already have a new bushing in there for that one, and the side clearances on the planets are measured. Both are good, but I decided to use number 1. These had the original roller clutches in them, low roller clutch, both of them. But since I'm in there, I decided to replace that with a new one. So this is the new low roller clutch that's going to go in to that reaction carrier when it gets reinstalled back into the unit. Clutch is out, and this is just a really quick shot to show you what I'm finding. The thing shifted great. I did these clutches 2 years ago, and this is just a documentation of what good shape they're still in. I mean, here's the direct clutch, and you can see the friction disc there is looking really, really good. And down below here is the intermediate clutch, and I have the first friction disc shown there. Looks really good. The other ones look really good too. The steels are really clean looking. So I have no issue with the clutches and the shifting. I think I did a good job 2 years ago. This here is the forward clutch, and I didn't pull that apart yet, but I don't expect any problems in there. There was no problems with going into gear, shifting, or anything. It was just the whining noise. Stay tuned. So we have the oil pump removed, forward clutch pulled, direct clutch pulled, the intermediate clutch removed, and we're looking down now at the center support which has to come out. That's indexed to the case there, as you can see, and it's also anchored in with a center support bolt, which is underneath the valve body, which has to now be removed. Once I get that removed, I can pull out the whole gear train. But there's the valve body. Got to pull that off. Probably rotate the transmission here on the stand so that I can remove that valve body and then get the center support bolt out. Okay, I just removed the valve body, and this is more for documentation as well. Under here there's 3 check balls that are installed. Usually there's 6 in this unit, but I have 3 the way it was set up, and they're right here. There's one right there, you barely see it. There's another one there, and the third one is up here. And there's the little bugger we're after to remove. That's the center support bolt. It's a it's actually a 12 edge bolt, or a 12 point bolt, or whatever you want to call it. And what you use is a basic 3/8. Whoops. Hold on. Hit the button there. I use this socket right here, which is just a 3/8 drive. It's narrow enough, it's thin-walled enough that it can get right on that thing there to remove that center support bolt, which then allows me to take the center support out of there. So that whole exercise is to get to that bolt. We'll just sign off now. Okay, the center support is out, and here it is on the workbench. It looks really good. There's the intermediate spray inner race. That looks nice and smooth right there. That's very, didn't expect any problems with that. And it was tough getting it out. This beveled snap ring here gave me a little trouble this time. I think if I did this regularly, I'd have a lot easier time with it, but it wasn't pretty, and I'm glad I didn't record it. But now that that's out, here's what I got to get, and this is what I want to replace. That unit right there. As you can see, that's the reaction carrier with the forward planet set, and you can see that low roller clutch that we pointed out before on the replacement units. That's in here. There's no problem with that, but I'm going to replace it while I'm in here. That's this unit right here. But this whole reaction carrier is getting replaced with the spare that I pointed out earlier, because I think that's my problem. I don't know, but when you're this far into it, you've got to make that change, because once it's buttoned up and you're driving the car, it's a long ways into this. I mean, it's not something you can do in an afternoon. The gear train's out, and here it is. This forward part is the reaction carrier that I'm going to replace. This is the output gear set here, and there are 4 planets in here and 4 planets in here, tied to a common sun gear down in there. Sun gear input shaft, output shaft of the transmission, speedometer gear, the governor drive, and just wanted to show you that. There's this is the reverse band surface. That looks pretty good. Here's the replacement unit. It's okay. It's not quite as smooth as that, but it should be okay, that reverse band. And we'll take a look at it. I just wanted to get a quick picture of this. That is the intermediate clutch alignment tool in position there. That handle is something I welded onto a scrap gear to do that. Used to use that handle for my scuba diving doubles, lift them up. But since I don't do that anymore, I just repurposed it. But that gear down in there, let me point it out, right there, is what I'm using to align the clutch frictions. And what's going to go in there is the direct clutch here, and here it is. That's it right there. underneath this gear is the intermediate spray, and that's the direct clutch. So a little tutorial there. This is just a view of the forward clutch before I put it back in. The plates were replaced 2 years ago. They look really good. So I just pulled it apart just to take a look at it. It was not a problem. Not the reason I pulled it apart, but just for the record, there it is. I am going to put it back in the transmission right there, and then work on the oil pump. Before we put this forward clutch back together, I'm going to show you a little trick in making the installation a little easier. Here's the part of the forward clutch that's going to be put back on there with that snap ring, but taking this cog over to the transmission and identifying where it's going to actually sit. It's going to sit in that direct clutch right there. This is a good opportunity to take this piece without the clutch attached, without the whole drum attached, and just align the frictions in there so that it makes it easier to slip the thing in when I'm holding however much it weighs, 30 pounds. So this thing basically should mesh in there. Hold on a minute, let me get a better grip on the camera. I don't get any points for speed here, that's for sure. Okay, I got it in there finally. Had to use a couple of hands there, but you can see that it's all the way in, and it's aligned the frictions in the direct clutch with this cog here that's going to be attached to the forward drum. And now it's on the forward drum. The snap ring is installed. You can see that is a good hunk of metal right there with the frictions and the input shaft. So it's easier to have the frictions in the direct clutch aligned when I'm hovering this thing over the top and trying to get them to mesh. Another little tip is as I lower this in, which is going to be this side first, it's a good idea to stick this spacer here onto the flange with some assembly goo or trans lube, so that this shaft can mesh into this while this meshes into the frictions on the clutch discs. Well, last but not least, we're going to take a look at this oil pump. Put gears in it last year, so it should be in good shape. We're gonna open it up anyway because it's usually not really accessible. So you just take these 5 bolts out right here, and we'll look at the gears in a second there and see what we got. So here's the first look at it. Those are new gears as of last year. This is a positive displacement pump, obviously, with those crescent gears right there. Call it crescent because of this little crescent cast into the pump housing. And this is the all-important other surface. And this has been checked many times, and there is no discernible damage on this surface, which is usually something they want to point out as being very critical for the pump. So this pump looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to verify the clearances. of these gears, and basically carefully reassemble it again, and get the transmission back together so I can dress it up and get it back in the vehicle. Get this job behind me.